St. Augustine once wrote, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only a page." Today, I am here to share with you my love and passion for traveling abroad, as well as experiencing other cultures. I hope by the end of my speech that I have sparked interest in many of you to travel, and some of you might already also be listing places you'd like to see and explore. I will be discussing why it is important for you to step outside of your box and get out there and travel while you're young, and I will also explain some personal and professional benefits of traveling while offering various resources available to you in order to plan your trip abroad. There are many reasons I believe it is important to travel while you are young. In a poll I found on the U.S. Travel Association's website, Generation Y make up only 31% of leisure travelers. At this point in our life, the majority of us are not tied down by an immense amount of responsibility. Mortgage payments, children and family life, or a professional career allotting us a mere 2 weeks of vacation time are all responsibilities we will likely incur. In a survey I found on Expedia.com, an estimated 47.5 million Americans will not use all their vacation days. That is almost as much as the entire population of California and Illinois combined. Employed U.S. adults will leave an average of 3 vacation days on the table, which is giving back 460 million vacation days. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of vacation days, and I plan on always using mine. But as we become older, that's not always the case because we're going to have more responsibilities in our lives. That's why I encourage you to take advantage of the more flexible schedule you might currently enjoy. Some might argue that traveling is expensive, and as a student, you won't have the funds or money to travel. And towards the end of my speech, I will discuss ways to save money and plan your trip. However, look at it this way. You may think that as you become older and are more successful in life and are making more money, you'll have the money to do leisure traveling, but at that moment you will lack the time. As young adults, it is more important than ever that we develop a cultural understanding of the world we live in. This is important because of the increasing diversity we experience in America as well as our surrounding nations. International travel can help you develop this cultural understanding, and in addition, you can learn more about yourself and the culture you've grown up in. The tools of traveling will provide you a new framework for understanding the world and your role in it. I have found from personal travel experience that by exploring other cultures, I have come to better understand aspects of my own personality, self, and culture. While visiting Thailand, I felt an intense connection to their culture and people. At times, I felt I had more in common with their traditions and values than my own back home. When you would walk down the street and everyone would smile at you, or how businesses and residences would encourage you to take off your shoes before entering. I often saw advantages of many cultural aspects that I experienced in Thailand. Here, people will often ignore you if you smile at them or maybe give you a look of confusion, and I'm sure it's some type of safety code violation to enter any establishment barefoot. But seeing such things as poverty-stricken villages, historical monuments, as well as beautiful landscapes and beaches untouched by commercial development are things that will stay long with you after your trip is ended. As a result of traveling, I have also obtained an immense amount of gratitude for the opportunities I am given as an American woman. While researching this topic, I came across an article by Tony Wheeler, who's the co-founder and owner of Lonely Planet Books, which are like the Bible guide for traveling and backpacking. Anytime I go anywhere, I get one. Wheeler says it's through travel first and foremost that we meet and understand the outside world. We can read all about other countries in papers and magazines or see them on television, but it's remarkable how different places turn out to be when you actually visit them. The media feed us scare stories about those in other countries, but the reality is they're people just like you and I, searching for a better life and a better future for their children. And they're too ready to lend a hand to fellow human beings. Today, traveling to other countries is more important than it ever has been. I'm sure that many of you can agree with me that there are a lot of people in Southern California that are stuck in a bubble and they don't care to experience the world. People tend to think that the world revolves around their small community they grew up in, what car they're driving, or what they're wearing. But as you travel outside and you experience other cultures, you really get a sense of how small we are and how important or how unimportant materialistic things can be. You will develop a better understanding of cultural interactions as well as different methods of communicating. This leads to my third point. How can traveling help you in your professional career? I'm sure that most of you can agree that as we progress into the future, we are becoming a more globalized economy. Traveling can help you better prepare for a globalized work environment and economy. Tony Wheeler states that travel is full of pleasant surprises, but it's also enormously important for many other reasons, ranging from economics to global relations. International trade and business becomes more important every day, and you won't even comprehend the market, let alone make a sale if you don't know the marketplace. Prospective employees will value someone who is well-traveled and has experience with other cultures. You can look at traveling then as an investment in yourself, as you would look at your education as an investment in yourself. In a majority of European countries, they encourage their children to travel abroad after they graduate high school. It's what they call a gap year, and after they graduate, they go off and they travel for about a year, and then they come back and they go to their upper division college classes and graduate. It would be great to see a similar pressure be put on the travel abroad at this age in our country. Blogger and travel enthusiast James Martin wrote, "To society, enticing young people to travel and see the world should be a priority. They are future leaders after all. Given a few years of seasoning and book learning, these are the people I would want leading my country." Finally, I would like to inspire some of you to travel by sharing how easy it can be. First and foremost, it takes commitment and putting your mind to it. The fact that you are all here shows that you have commitment and can complete a task if you really put your mind to it. The second is saving for a trip is a lifestyle change. For me, traveling has completely changed my lifestyle and how I spend my money, which I think will help me succeed in my financial future. This tool will be important for me when I commit to save for a house or have a child to put through college. The amount of planning and saving that goes into a trip is a huge lesson in itself and can help you in similar areas of your own life by helping you build responsibility skills. When planning and saving for a trip, I ask myself, do I really want to buy that beer at Yard House at lunch today, or would I rather be sipping sangria in Spain? Do I really need that purse I've been eyeing at Nordstrom's, or would I rather buy a 3-day excursion pack to trek through the Chiang Mai mountains of Thailand? For me, it's a no-brainer. And I truly believe at the end of the day, experiences will be more gratifying than possessions. You know, you might really want that purse at Nordstrom's, but next year it's going to be out of style and you spent $300 on it. But that picture you had with a loved one or someone you care about in front of the Coliseum or in front of the Eiffel Tower, it's something you're going to cherish forever and show your grandchildren one day. And it's going to be a picture that will be passed on maybe to their children. And you might inspire them to travel. For those of you who need more convincing, I urge you to visit the countless websites and travel sites out there. My personal favorite website while planning a trip is tripadvisor.com, and they have so much information for any dimension of travel you can think of. There are countless ideas for any budget, and with many of them designed specifically to cater to student travelers. You even have the opportunity to travel abroad. This spring, they went to Berlin, next spring we're going to Paris, which are both awesome places I encourage everyone to visit. And by doing a travel abroad program, you also get an opportunity to interact and network with people who share your same interests. Technology and internet have made traveling cheaper, faster, and overall more accessible. And competition among travel companies has driven the cost down for international travel. I took my first big trip when I was 22, and I've since backpacked through Europe twice and the majority of Southeast Asia, and I can't imagine my life without traveling. When I'm on one trip, I'm subconsciously already planning the next. And I'm a full-time student just like you, and I work as a server at Cheesecake Factory. So my trips are not funded by a trust fund or by my parents. I really set myself to a goal, and I achieve it. So not only do I have the satisfaction of traveling somewhere new, but I also have achieved a goal, and that feeling is awesome. I'm proof that it is possible, and you can make your dream of traveling a reality, and it just takes a little dedication. I hope that I've inspired you to travel so that you can realize the personal and professional benefits I have mentioned. I also hope that you will then help inspire other people around you to travel, as I have attempted to inspire all of you here today. I would like to end with a quote from one of my favorite adventurous travelers, Mark Twain. "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness." Thank you.